Hi there. Let's work on our ads today. We're going to add slide 3. So slide 1 has our first comic character in a frame with a call out. Slide 2 has another comic character in a frame with a call out. And if you wanted, you could have put a POW or something in there, either on slide 1 or both slides. So make sure you're on slide 3. I'm sorry, slide 2, because we're going to add a slide 3 and we want it to go after this. So be on slide 2. And I got that plus sign over here with the arrow pointing down, new slide with layout. So I'm going to click on that arrow and we're going to choose a blank layout. So let's choose blank. And now we got our slide 3. If for some reason it ended up in a wrong spot, just click on it and drag it where it needs to go. So it's slide 3. All right, now I want to take slide 1. I'm going to put it on slide 3. I'm going to take slide 2 and I'm going to put it on slide 3. But in order to do that, I'm going to make slide 1 a picture and then we'll get it onto slide 3 and then we'll do the same thing with slide 2. All right, so let's click on slide 1. I'll step through this slowly. We haven't done this before, so I'll step through it slow. So make sure you're on slide 1. And I'm going to go up to File. And I'm going to go down to Download. And then I'm going to come across, and I want to change it to a JPEG. A JPEG is a picture. So I'm taking slide 1, and I'm going to change it into a picture. So I'm going to click JPEG. Now I noticed it came here. So I'm going to click on that arrow pointing up and we need to know where this picture is. It should be in your downloads, but let's double check. So I'm going to click show in folder. And here it has highlighted blue for me, my Dr. Pepper Peck and Paw. So that was my slide 1 and it's in my downloads. So make sure you can find or know where your picture is, because we're going to have to find that in a little bit. So again, here's my file, my slide 1. It just has my file name, and I'm in downloads. All right, I'm going to hit my X to get out of downloads. Let's try the same thing with slide 2. So let's click on slide 2. And again, I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go down to Download. And I'm going to go across and choose JPEG again. So I'm going to turn slide 2 into a picture. So let's click on JPEG. Again, I got it down here. I'm going to hit that arrow pointing up, and let's make sure we know where it is. So I'm going to click Show in Folder. So it's highlighted in blue, Dr. Pepper Peck and Paw. That's kind of hard to say. Now I have a 1 in parentheses because it has my slide 1 below it, and now I got my slide 2. And I'm also in my downloads. So I'm going to hit my X on downloads. So we took slide 1, we made it a picture. It's right now in our downloads. We took slide 2, we made it into a picture. It's in our downloads. So let's go to slide 3. All right, so now we want to bring those pictures into slide 3. So on slide 3, I'm going to click the image, insert an image with those mountains. Normally we search the web, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to upload from computer. And it has me in my downloads because that's where our picture is. If yours is not there, So don't be on pictures. Change it to downloads because that's where your slide 1 and slide 2 are. So my first one is just the plain Dr. Pepper Peck and Paul. That was my slide 1. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to hit open. So now I have it in here, but it's covering my whole slide, so I want to crop it. So I got my crop here. I'm going to click on my crop. And that gives me these black frames around my picture. I'm going to use this one over here to the right, and I get that arrow with an arrow pointing to the left and right. I'm going to click down and just drag it to my frame. And if it does this for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm going to go for undo because that's not what I wanted. So if that happens to you also, go for undo. I'm going to try it again. Get that arrow, drag it in. And this is what I wanted. This whole part is grayed out because I'm cropping it off and I only want the frame. So I'm going to click off just on the white part over here. And now I just have my frame and that's what I wanted. So again, you always have your undo if you need it. Now to get slide 2, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to insert image, click on those mountains, upload from computer. I'm in my downloads. And this time I'm doing the Dr. Pepper Peck and Paul with the 1 because that was my slide 2. I'm going to click on it and hit open. I only want the frame part, so I'm going to come up to crop. I'm going to drag, get that arrow just pointing to the left and right and click down, drag off the big purple section and click in the white part of my screen. Now my first picture is a little too big, so remember always use your corners or you're going to mess your picture up. Second picture can be a little bigger, so I'm going to use my corners, make it a little bigger. Because we will be putting the name of your product down here, and we'll be putting something over here, so we still may have to resize those a little bit. But so now on slide 3, you got your slide 1 picture, you have your slide 2 picture. We'll worry about the background and everything else later. I hope that wasn't too hard for you guys. You can always email me if you have any questions. Thanks. We'll talk to you later.